Good morning, I'm Nivariti Manu, and this is your morning news fix for Friday, 1st of August. In this update, the Education Minister is considering asking for feedback on what to do with the country's main secondary school qualification. A new ministerial briefing on NCAA suggests the current system does not support coherent pathways for students going into trades. Erica Stanford admits there needs to be more support for vocational learning. The minister says they are important for economic growth and young people's futures. She's indicating consultation will be launched on the matter. Rebounding tsunami swells remain a risk to our coastlines. A warning remains in place for strong and unusual currents and unpredictable surges at the shore in many coastal areas. It affects all northern, eastern and southern coasts and some western coasts. Earth Science's New Zealand principal scientist Bill Fry says some of the impactful swells have rebounded off other islands. He says they could be as strong as the original driving waves and continue for longer. The government's considering cutting red tape for adventure activity and amusement ride operators. It's consulting on health and safety regulations in the recreation and entertainment sectors. This includes a proposed change to the broad definition of adventure activities under current regulations. It would mean low-risk activities don't have to meet the same compliance standards as higher-risk operations like abseiling. Another proposed update would mean only transportable high-risk amusement rides require a permit from local councils. Workplace Relations and Safety Minister Brooke Van Velden says they want less focus on paperwork and more on safety. Almost half of New Zealanders don't have an emergency fund. New Retirement Commission figures show women are less likely to have an emergency fund compared to men. Meanwhile, 64% of people who've set up an emergency savings fund in the last 3 months feel confident about their future. The Commission's personal finance lead, Tom Hartman, says saving a little a week helps when a crisis comes around.
A good first goal to have is to set aside $1,000. And that's because that can cover a lot of the things that crop up, whether it's unforeseen car repair, a quick trip to the vet.
Company liquidations are up 26% on the same time last year. Latest Centrix data for June shows construction is the leading industry at 755 companies, while hospitality has overtaken the property sector for second place. Managing Director Keith McLaughlin says these are areas where consumers have discretion about whether they spend. In sport, Waikato have claimed a 36-35 win over Auckland in their season-opening NPC rugby match at Eden Park. Lewis Clarebird has produced a new national record in the 200-metre medley to finish 5th at the World Aquatics Championships in Singapore. Zimbabwe are 31-2, trailing New Zealand by 127 runs at stumps on the second day of the first cricket test at Bulawayo. The Storm have beaten the Eels 16-10 to open round 22 of League's NRL. I'm Nivariti Manu, and that's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at midday from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.